Changing minds one thought at a time.
Greetings and welcome to Motivate Social Podcast, where we bring you people who are changing the world via social media. My name is Dr. Akina Finch, and of course I have my lovely co-host, Vanessa Canterbury, with me at all times. How you doing today, Vanessa?
I am doing great. How are you?
I am excited. I can't believe I have our guest on the line. She is getting ready to bring the heat as always. She is a minister, host of Good Deeds radio and TV show. She's a platform builder, a grief and loss specialist, counselor, and, of course, a best-selling author. So without further ado, I would love to introduce everyone to Minister Dr. Renee Sunday. How are you today, Dr. Sunday?
Oh, I'm super fantastic. How you ladies doing?
Amazing.
Wonderful.
I'm excited.
So I'm going to get into the question that everybody's waiting on. How are you changing the world via social media?
Now, you know, that's a powerful question, but a very impactful question, because people don't realize social media is a valuable tool. And, you know, what we need to do, let me just put it out there, what we need to do is always do stuff positive. But we have to realize in this world it is one end versus the other. So that means it's positive and negative. So my goal is actually how I got on social media. Me being a physician as well, you know, we weren't really doing that. But now you kind of see different business owners, physicians, et cetera, on social media. But I actually got on in regards to promoting my book. And the thing is, you never know, no matter what time of day, who are reading your post that need an upbuild, that need a motivation, and need some impact in their life. So my goal every time I hit post, okay, even if it's a scheduled post or a post that I'm putting up manually, to make sure I'm impacting someone's life, to make them put a smile on their face, to give them information they can go forward in their purpose and their destiny in life.
Wow. I'm loving it. I'm loving it because there's so much craziness that you do see on social media. But when you can have something that's so positive to be able to move that negative out the way so they can be able to see those posts, I'm a believer. Positive posts, you just save somebody else's life. You just save somebody else from not jumping over that bridge. You know what I mean? So that alone, my goodness, thank you so much. What have some of the feedback have you heard when people do read your posts? And you just be surprised because you never know who's watching. And you maybe never had a conversation with them. But then one day you just probably get an inbox message said, you know, I've been following you. What has some of the testimonials been from somebody who read your post before?
Now, Vanessa, that's a very powerful question. And when you said that end part, like saving somebody's life, I actually have had that at least 3 times. I used to put up, and actually a lot of people are telling me I need to do that again. I used to put up a daily affirmation, and, you know, and you know, it's just grand, you know, just to the basics. You know, sitting on my steps at my home and just giving somebody one tool that they can do a day that make them smile. And actually a young lady was driving, and she, you know, how we do, we turn on a video, and she was listening to the video rolls as they go through on social media. And lo and behold, mine came up, and she heard this southern twang, you know, of my voice. And God sent me at the right time to actually say something to her, because she was about to accelerate and actually go off a cliff. And when she inboxed me that, I couldn't even text. I couldn't do nothing. I just was in tears, because I was used as a vessel to help someone, as you said earlier, help someone not take their life. And we don't know where people are at any given time. And actually that has happened about 3 times that I remember that significant, because, you know, that's a whole nother level, taking your life and doing something to hurt yourself and others. But I actually have had people say, you always this energetic? And I hate to say it, yes, I am. It's just a natural light that was born with, predestined with. So, and then a lot of people, this what really was significant is one lady said that she has been watching me for 2 years. Not 1 year, not 1 month, but 2 years. And she's an avid supporter. I mean, regardless of what I put up on social media, which is positive, she always shares it. She always supports me in all the events that I do. And even with my coaching, I'm actually her coach, and mentor. So a lot of people watch you because they're watching you to make sure you're consistent. So a lot of my clients, a lot of my mentors and things that I do that I don't put on social media, and I have to throw that out there, actually people have watched me for a long period of time, and I agree with them because they want someone that's significant that actually can take their problems away.
It's so powerful because, you never know who is watching you. And, they don't always come out into the foreground and say, oh, you're wonderful, oh, you're great. Yeah, those people we do acknowledge quicker, but we have to remember that there's always somebody in the background that's listening to everything you say. And then 2-3 years down the line, that's like, I remember when you said this on this day at this time, and that's happened to me before. And you see, I'm like, oh, okay. But, you got to make sure that your message is consistent all the time because they'll let you know if you went off to the other side or went to the left, went to the right. So tell us about how you're using that to become the platform builder, because that's how I know you. So tell us how you're using social media to become the platform builder.
Now, that's an awesome question. People say, where did you get the platform builder name from? Just real quickly, the thing is I didn't want to be called the coach, and forgive me, I love coaches. I love the term. I'm a bit avid of coaches, mentors, but that didn't fit me. I was kind of outside of the box kind of girl, and one day I was at the mall, and my niece was with me. All three of my nieces with me, and we were looking at a fashion show that was about to take place. And the risers that the ladies, that go up, and the gentlemen when they model. And they let us go up to take pictures. And, I was telling my sister, I said, God, I need to figure out what my pen name or what my, what we say what our name is going to be in social media. And people said I was a purpose coach for a little bit there. And then we had to transition because I felt restrained, if you will. And my niece all of a sudden said, you always helping people. You always building people. You are a platform builder. I'm like, wow. So that's how I got the platform builder. And so as soon as I put that on social media, it just really went kind of really viral. And people know that I build them, and I build them in many ways that they need, that they actually can walk up their destiny. So social media is one of the main, oh, my God, it's so powerful. It's one of our main avenues of telling people how they can build themselves. And you never know. It may be at their mind level. They need to change the things they went through in life as a child. They may just need some information of how to get to the next level, meaning they need that, that nourishment. And all of us need that nourishment. But you always need to help someone bridge to the next level. And I just love doing that. It could be the smallest thing that you need something to eat. Call me. We'll find you something to eat, but if you need shelter, we need scholarships, we'll just do the due diligence and make it happen.
That's powerful, the platform builder, because it's catchy. Because I tell people that it's not one level. It's never going to be one thing that you're looking for in a coach. You may think that you just come into a coach and say, you know what, I need you a business coach. But there's so many other levels to it to be able to get them to be able to walk out there into their purpose. And so I'm loving that. Platform builder, yeah. I'm loving that. Now, what programs have you implemented for your clients so they can? So, like, what are the tips, the tools that you have used that could be able to help your clients to be able to say, you know what, I could do this. Because we have to be realistic here. A lot of us are not taught to be self-employed. A lot of us, we are afraid to embrace our purpose. A lot of us are also afraid to stand out on faith. What are the tips and the tools that you have provided them to be able to say, you know what, it's okay?
Now, Vanessa, Akia, that's an awesome question. I get that a lot. Number one, I want to say this. Number one, guess what? I'm actually an example. You got to be an example. You got to be a role model. You got to be doing what you're teaching and what you're saying. So the first thing I do is make sure I'm doing A, and A is for action. You got to be doing it in order for somebody else to actually, do it. Because I'll be honest, I have had several coaches, and pretty much the ideas I was saying, come to find out they were releasing a program just on what I was saying. And then my program didn't even get off the ground. I'll be honest, I've been there. All of us have been there, because you got to have that good connection with the coach and so that's kind of what put the sour taste in my mouth a little bit with the word coach. I'll be honest. That's why it didn't fit with me so well. But the thing about it is I be that living example, number one. And number two, I used to kind of jump in there and do step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But what I have noticed, we can't do step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because, unfortunately, our mindset is not on the right level, I would say, because everybody comes from a different background. So now with me, especially being in ministry, what a lot of times what I have to do, ladies, is counsel. I mean, we can't even start at step 1. What your company want to be? What's your niche is going to be? What kind of products you want to sell? How much money you want to make this year? We can't even get there because about 3 or 4 or even 6 months, we got to deal with the mindset. We got to let you realize you need to believe in yourself. Number 2, you got to trust yourself. And number 3, you actually got to walk out. What that means is take some kind of action. So what I have found out, ladies, that a lot of times we have to just do a gripe session. And the most important thing, and we know this, all coaches know this, all counselors, psychiatrists, know that you let the person gain the light. You're not there saying, fussing at them. But when you ask the right questions, okay, they're going to actually say the answer. And they're going to be like, wow, I didn't realize that. And that's the whole goal of all coaches is to do that. Because if you dictate, a lot of times that don't work. But if you like Oprah Winfrey, she says she has 30 different coaches. So as you said, Vanessa, earlier, you have to see what the coach is going to solve for you. Because I have several myself, but you have to get to that because when you first starting out, guess what? You may can only do one or a half of one, only part-time. So the most important thing is, number 1, make sure I'm doing what I'm saying. And number 2, we got to work on the mindset. And then we can get to the products of me showing you how to shine your light to the world, through media, through, different type of platforms and, get a product out. Let's get a product out there. Let's get a book out there. Let's get your nonprofit started. But we have to do the mindset first.
Woo! Yes. That's right. It all starts with the mindset. It all starts with the mindset. And, it's amazing how many people are sitting on greatness, but they don't have the mindset to put it out there into fruition. And, do you know how many gifts we are missing out on just because they don't have the right mindset? And that's where people like yourself come in to let them know, hey, it's okay to release it. It's okay, but you got to do some of the work before you can release it. And that's okay, too. And so how did you decide that you were the person for this? Everybody has a call and everybody has a gift, but what made you decide to step into it?
Now, let me, I'm going to tell the stuff that people don't want to tell. People actually say, okay, I did this, and the next thing I looked around, I was in my purpose. But let me tell you, I did have to go through trials and tribulations. All of us do, and all of us will. Things going to go right. We're going to make some failures. But let's go and get the failures out the way. You know what I mean? But that's what I had to do for 13 years. I thought I was in my purpose, being an anesthesiologist, and I still do that part-time sometimes. But I had to lose that job not once but twice. But the second time when I lost the job, ladies, I actually went from 6 figures to zero in one day. Yes, 24 hours. I went from 6 figures, yes, 6 figures counted out, to zero. And so what I knew inside that I was born for greatness, because, see, my parents put in me early that I was beautiful and I was wonderfully made. If I actually go out there and do the work, I will actually get some results or some manifestations in what I do. So what happened, I had to reinvent myself. I had to continue to believe that I could do it and trust the process in it. So I actually had to go through some bumps in the road, if you will. And then the social media again, when I was promoting my book on grief, somebody said, you always motivated. You always inspire somebody. Have you ever thought of being in media? And that's kind of where I end up now, in media personality. But the thing about it, you need to realize, yes, there will be, I don't like saying the word failure. It's actually, if it doesn't work out, guess what? We learn not to do that anymore, and we go back and we come up with a different type of approach.
Wow. You got me speechless, and it takes a lot to get speechless. But I would have never known that about you, Dr. Sunday. I would have never known that, and maybe that's what attracted me to you. Not only because you're so positive and so motivating and everything, but I know what it felt like to lose a job and then have to reinvent yourself and have to learn this whole new technology world to be able to put yourself out there so people get to know who you are now and what you have to offer, what you could bring to the table, and learn those, the bumps and the bruises along the way of this new world that we live in. So I totally commend you, because people just don't talk about it. They don't. They want to only tell you the good stuff, but don't want to tell you what did you have to go through to get there. And so thank you. Thank you for being so transparent. What's one of the things, if somebody they feel themselves that they back against the wall, that they put themselves out there, but now they feel that they are not moving, they're not growing, they're not going anywhere, and they just say, you know what, forget it, I just go back to average, what would you tell them?
Wow. And I think we do that, and I'm saying we because, all of us, we do that sometimes, unfortunately, every day. We have to realize that quitting is not an option. I always say on social media and everywhere I go, don't stop, get it. People, that is a secular phone back in the day. But you know what? The thing is, it's not an option of you quitting, because if you and your purpose, guess what? I'm in my purpose, because we all here together. It's no word competition. I don't like saying competition. I don't like saying the word failure. It's not in my dictionary. I know it's in the world dictionary, but it's no competition, because when you bring out your uniqueness, you're a media personality, I am too, but guess what? When somebody interview on this awesome platform, guess what? It would not be done anywhere else, because the uniqueness is your DNA, and it won't be done the same way. Your beauty, your preciousness, the awesomeness of you, the sweet sauce, as they say, is actually in each of us. So you can't stop. But let's be real. Let's break it down just real quick. What if I do feel frustrated? What if I feel like I'm tired of this not working? I made $5, and this girl over here made $5,000 in one day. We can't quit. We actually have to have people in our inner circle. I have several. Oh, my God, they own me. They say, okay, what you just did, you need to keep going. Now, if you don't have anybody like that, I believe we got three. The host today, Vanessa, Akia, and myself, we're great examples that will push you to your destiny. So you have to have somebody that's going to push you, not going to tolerate you being average. And then I'm a great person of affirmations, and I'm a big reader. So I have a lot of motivational books, we got it so easy now. We can just have it on our tablets, our smart device. But I do my affirmations and my readings every morning, and I'm a big meditation person. You got to have some of those practices to take that distraction out, because distractions will come. We're not going to say if, they are going to come. You know, people going to say no. So let's get all the no's out the way so you can get to the yes. It's not an option. So that's number one. And then number two, get some people around your inner circle that you can trust with your private things. Now, that may not be for one person, but that's okay. But then you got to make sure that they pushing you to your destiny, and get some kind of practical things and, tact. That we do our yoga, we do our exercise, we eat healthy. And then the affirmation, they so powerful. I mean, now YouTube, they say them to you, but the thing is, you actually need to say it, because when you say it, you actually going to believe what you're saying. So it's not an option. So keep that in mind.
I love it. I'm also a huge affirmation person. I actually made one of those YouTube videos where they say it to you. And, those are very, very important, because a lot of times you never know how hard it is for somebody to say, I am great. I am awesome. I am magnificent. You never know how hard it is for somebody just to say those few little words. And sometimes you need somebody that'll come in to say, look, this is how I see you. This is what you look like to the world. Start seeing, let's open these eyes, let's shift that mindset, and let's own where we're standing. That is always a great thing. So, Dr. Sunday, as we get ready to grow to a close here, I want you to give the people, one real strong nugget, and then tell them how they can find you, because I know there's a lot of people that's waiting to get to you after they hear this message.
Well, I thank you, ladies, Vanessa and Akia. First of all, thank you for being in your purpose, because it's an awesome platform you have. Continue to grow and grow and grow. We have you, have your back. So whatever you need on our end, please don't hesitate to ask. But the most important thing for all of us to remember, and I'm not just, these words can be a cliche, as people say, but don't take it that way this time. This time you're not going to take it this way. You need to realize in your spirit inside, and it'll come out, that you do have a calling, okay? You do have a purpose. You have a reason that you were born, and you have another reason that you're on the earth right now. No matter what it looks like, no matter. Okay, it may look grim, it may look, stuff not acting right, the kids not acting right, money is not in the bank. Don't worry. Continue to walk out your destiny. Continue, because we need you in your purpose. Someone is waiting on you right now to walk in your purpose. And that's your dreams, your goals, the things you just think about at night that keeps you up at night. Guess what? That pain is actually going to end up being your purpose, that you can help somebody else move forward in life. So remember that. And the three things I always love to say, you got to believe, you got to trust, and you got to walk out your destiny, because your dreams, your results, they are now. Your manifestations, they are now. Now, the good thing is all of my information is one place. Isn't that wonderful? You can get the social media information about the publishing company, our products and services, our publications, the radio and TV show. All of that is in one place. It's www.reneesunday.com. And that's www.reneesunday.com. Thank you.
Dr. Sunday. Amazing. Just absolutely amazing. I know you dropped so many nuggets for the audience, and I know they are just picking them up left and right. But one thing I want you to understand is that you continue to walk into your purpose. Continue to walk in your purpose. You have something that's absolutely amazing. From going and being bold enough to share what you went through, and look what's going on, and you taking people along the way to say, you know what, this is not about me. This is about us. So as I always say, we all were called. How many times are you going to let that call go to voicemail? When are you going to decide to pick up that call to answer your calling that you have on your life? So, yes, let's go continue to show people how and truly allow them to understand they do have a purpose. They just need to pick up the call. So thank you again, Dr. Sunday.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And if Dr. Sunday said something to you today that resonated with you, please find this podcast on changeyourmindsonline.com. You can also find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Tuned In, and, of course, our YouTube channel. Thank you, Dr. Sunday. You are awesome as always, and I want to let you know I truly appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, everyone, for listening today. We will always continue to bring you people who are changing the world via social media. So until next time, thank you so much, and good night, everyone.
Good night.